Tubers, tubettes, crazy people. Well, if you're anything like me, there's nothing I love more than the story of the underdog, the little guy, the ordinary fellow. And I love it when the ordinary guy manages, against almost all odds, to do the extraordinary. And that, my friends, is what you're about to witness in this video. And as a bonus, you're also going to meet a Phil M couple who managed to meet each other long distance romance. Are you ready? 32 years ago. How the heck could they do that? There was no internet. There wasn't even a phone in the town. How did those two people meet, fall in love, and get married? And what role did they play in the success of this ordinary fisherman here in the Philippines to do something super extraordinary, and has just now recently become the Philippines' latest national treasure? Stay tuned. Here comes the video. Well, okay, as promised in the introduction, I am here with the lovely Nina and the not so lovely Steve. And you guys met how many years ago?
32 years ago.
32 years ago. Yes. This is prior to the internet. Yes. This is almost prior to computers being yes. online. Yes. And so, but you were in the Philippines.
Yes.
And you were in America.
Yeah, in Chicago.
In Chicago. And how the hell did you guys get to know each other? What was there a company that you used? Was there a service back in the day?
There was a service called Lifemates.
Lifemates.
Yes, apparently what they did is they passed out forms in the Philippines for young ladies who were looking for a pen pal type relationship with someone overseas. In my case, I'm in Chicago.
Okay.
You want to tell them how you got the form?
Yeah, my friend at school, she gave it to me, this form, and I carried that for 2 years.
2 years you had the form?
I have the form for 2 years.
Okay.
And then when my mom died, I just want to be, have friends or pen pal to keep me, busy or something.
Okay.
So I decided to fill up the form, put your biodata and pictures, and send it to this company.
Okay.
Yes.
And did that cost you money?
No, just the stamps, yeah.
Just a stamp?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you were 24 years old, but you had never dated anybody. You had never had a boyfriend or gone on a date or anything like that?
No.
And was that because your parents were strict?
Yes, yeah. My parents said, if you want to go in school, just go in school, boyfriend later. So that's my parents. So I just want to go in school, so that's why I did, yes. So
that was sage advice. And when your mother passed away, God rest her soul, was your father still alive?
Yes, my father, 86 years old right now. Yeah, he's still alive.
So he's still alive. Yeah. So when you filled out that form and took your picture and put the stamp on it and mailed it in, did he endorse that? Did he approve of that?
No, my dad. My dad didn't even know about it.
No.
Not only that, you didn't even let the nuns know.
Yeah.
So Nina's got a little spark in her. Okay. So you mailed this in undercover, and then what happened?
Yes, I mailed that, and after 3 months, I think, I received a lot of letters from different kind, like in America.
Okay, well, my natural reaction is, what did Dad say?
My dad doesn't know that time because I was in the city in the school, and as a working student with the nuns. The nuns, I served with the nuns, ironed their clothes and cleaned their clothes. So I was in the nuns while doing this thing.
Okay.
So my dad doesn't know about it.
All right.
Yes.
All right, fair enough. And Steve, how did you find out about it?
I was just exiting a grocery store, like I do a million times.
Right.
And there was these circulars there, and I noticed this particular time that there were a bunch of pretty girls' pictures, and just faces usually.
Right.
So I grabbed one on my way out. I didn't even know what it was. And when I got home, I looked at it, and it was for, if you want to write to a girl, pretty girl in the Philippines, there's tons of girls over there that would just love to correspond with somebody in America.
Okay.
So I figured I got nothing to lose. I got time, so I gave it a shot. I wrote to a few girls. Some responses I got back, but it kind of got whittled down after a few letters to just a couple, and eventually it was just Nina that I was writing to.
Okay. And what was your dating life like in America?
Oh, I was quiet. I'm kind of an introvert by nature, so I don't go out much. I was just concentrating on work back in the days, getting my career going.
Absolutely. Got it. And so once this correspondence started, how long was it before you guys decided that you were kind of exclusive?
8 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, 8 months.
8 months. Okay. And so after 8 months, what did you do? Did you come over to the Philippines?
Exactly what I did. I booked an airline ticket and with the intention of getting married in the Philippines.
No kidding.
Yeah, I decided I'm going to take a risk and just keep my fingers crossed. I do not recommend this for you guys watching this. It worked out for me.
Now, how can you say that? You've been married for 34 years.
For me, but boy, I think the odds are probably...
It is a unicorn. It is a unicorn. I agree. And what was cute was that you used to send her a stamp.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because you were so poor,
Yeah.
you couldn't afford the postage. Now, this was 34 years ago.
Yes.
How much did a stamp cost back then? Was it
don't know.
2
That's
cents or something like
That
that?
was probably...
Yeah, probably.
I want to say a dime, but I'm not
A
sure.
dime?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I remember postage being very, very inexpensive. So you used to have to mail her not only a letter, but a stamp so she could
Yeah,
return
but
it.
that's where the correspondence agency helped out. They had stamps you could buy.
Okay. Now, did you pay a fee to the agency?
Yeah, but it was very minimal.
Okay, cool.
Maybe $10 or something like that.
All right, so let's fast forward. Now, you come out here 8 months. Did you propose before you came out here or after?
We had basically said we're getting married.
We're getting married. Okay. So you got married. You went through the Catholic Church. What did your father say?
Well, when I came back here in Santander from Cebu City, I told my dad that I'm going to get married to my pen pals. And my dad said, "Are you sure you're going to do that, Nina? What happened if it is look like a monkey or something?"
Right.
I said, "I'm pretty sure he's not a monkey, Pa." So I told him about it. So he approved it, and then we processed that. Yeah.
Okay. So your father was happy for you.
Yeah, it was happy for me. Yeah,
Okay,
'cause
good.
anyone, I think, married to American or something, your life really changed for the better.
Okay, and your
Yes.
father was aware of that.
Yeah, my father was aware, but he was worried also a little bit for that one, because you never meet the person and you're going to get married.
Well, you have a good father. You have a father that loves you. And a good father, of course, is concerned about his daughter, her welfare, her future, etc. So kudos to your father. Now, did you meet her father?
Yeah, after
Her father, I met him, but he doesn't speak English.
Okay.
So, all communication is through Nina.
Okay. But did you guys get along for the little bit of time that you spent
He's
together?
a quiet guy, and I'm kind of a quiet guy by nature, so we
Okay.
really don't talk much.
All right. All right. Well, sometimes less is more. So you were here, and then you went back to the States.
I did. Back to Chicago.
And how long were you there before your lovely bride was able to
It
join
took
you?
6 to 8 months to get her through the immigration process so she could come.
Okay. And that's actually pretty quick, according to what's going on today. It's a lot different sort of scenario. And so, Nina, when you got there, what was your impression of America?
Well, I pictures this place in America is all like tall building and everything. But the place that Steve lived is in the suburbs. So it was not like tall building. And I was like, oh, that's the one. And then the place is like there's a farm behind it. Well, I grew up in the farm. I said, oh my God, I live in a farm and I go back to the farm. That's what I was thinking myself.
You made a lateral move.
So, and then also, you got used to it with people around you a lot walking around. And when you got there, you live by yourself because he's working.
Sure.
So every time I saw someone,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, there's people there.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
a
yeah,
fish
yeah.
out of water, but I had fun with it because,
Yeah, oh yeah.
like when we went to the grocery store for
The
the
first day,
time,
yeah.
you know how the doors, you step on kind of a pad and the door opens automatically?
Right.
I told her, watch this, I have magic.
That's what he said, yes.
And I go like that and the door opens.
Yeah, because I never been in a big city, you know, and I didn't see a door open by itself. And he said he has magic. It's like,
Wow. And so you get a job?
I didn't work for 2 years.
So you stayed home for two. You stayed home for 2 years.
I had to adjust it myself according to them, learn to drive, and also, you know, like adjusting myself to the English and the environment. So I do sewing. I love sewing. So I do sewing by hand, and I make clothes.
She made curtains for my townhouse.
Yeah, and then, you know, and then he realized that I love sewing, so he bought me a sewing machine.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my hobby. And then after 2 years, I decided to work when I know how to drive. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he bought me a car.
Wow.
Yeah, brand new one. So it was
Nice.
very nice. Yeah.
Nice. So life was good.
Oh, it was good. Very nice.
Okay. So let's fast forward. You guys worked. You saved up your money. You did the right thing. You're now back here in the Philippines kind of on a part-time basis, right?
Yes, lately we've been doing 3 months in the Philippines and 9 months in the U.S.
Okay.
And we're thinking about switching that up and maybe doing 9 months here and 3 months there. We're going to decide this trip. We think that's going to work for us.
And the gist of this video really is what you're doing here for the community. Can you share with us about what you did here as far as the music, the instruments, and what you're doing to be a participant and not an observer?
So about 8 years ago, I was approaching retirement. And I knew we would be spending longer periods of time here in Santander. And I've always liked being around young people. So I had an idea that what if I bought some instruments and brought them to this little town of Santander, because kids here, they're mostly poor and they can't afford instruments and therefore they don't learn music. All they do is sing. So I did that, and basically I had no real plan on how this was going to work. Maybe I'd contact schools, maybe I'd do something else.
Sure.
Before we even got far into that process, her cousin, who works for the police department, came to Nina and said, you know, there's these teenagers here who are basically already a band. They were sponsored by a priest for the last couple of years, and they've been playing music. But now, as of a couple months ago, they lost their sponsor. The priest was reassigned far away, and because the instruments basically belonged to him, he took them with.
Okay.
So we had a band in Santander already formed, basically. I had instruments, but no band. So we just kind of naturally brought them together one night in this very room we're sitting in right now.
Isn't that something?
They tried out, basically, and it was something because I really didn't expect much.
Right.
After they tuned up the instruments, they kind of nodded at each other, okay, we're ready. And all of a sudden, the guitarist starts playing Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
And you were expecting church music.
Yeah, I sort of, yeah. It was quite a shock. You know, it's like, okay, I've got myself a garage band here.
Right on. That had to have been cool, though. I like that song.
It was awesome.
And so where are you at today? Where are you at with this deal?
So that back then they were high school age, and we basically sponsored them for a few years. Well, actually, we still do to some degree, and we played gigs around Santander. And then they started going to college, so we figured, okay, we've got money, we can afford to do a second band. So we went back to the high school age and started another band, and we sponsored them, and they were having fun, we were having fun. And then the adult band of the area came to us and said, we're kind of struggling. because our keyboard player is leaving with the sound system we use, because even the adults here don't have much money. So we said, you can practice here, you can use our keyboard, you can use our equipment, and they even ended up using our keyboard player from the younger bands.
Okay.
So they're still playing the area, and we're supporting them to a small degree.
And aren't you feeding them too?
Yes, we feed
Because
them.
we talk about that a little bit. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we feed them, we give them a snacks because I understand that if you're full, your stomach, you can sing better.
Right.
You know, so yeah, we support them, yes.
So not only do you give them musical instruments, you provide them with a small studio to practice in.
Correct.
You feed them while they're here, and then you support them because they go out and they play locally. And they have an opportunity to make a little money when they play?
Yeah, over time, the band would make somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 pesos per performance.
Okay.
So if you split that up amongst 6 or 7 kids, they're each making several hundred pesos.
Okay. All right. But what you're doing is you're allowing them to have their creative outlet, and you never know when there's going to be a breakthrough.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to find that one person that really stands out. Speaking of people that stand out, can you tell me about somebody you know that's sitting in the room next to me?
Yes, Roland Abante Bunot.
Say that again.
Roland Abante Bunot.
And what instrument does he play?
He sing. Yes.
He's a singer, isn't he?
Yes, he's
Yeah. And you saw him sing, or heard him sing.
Yes.
How did he come into your radar?
Well, you met his wife, right?
Yeah, I met his wife, and also I met him on one of the bar. He was singing, and my band was singing there too.
Uh-huh.
So since that, we become friends. But then in 2020, during the pandemic, and his wife posted something in Facebook that, it was rainy time. The habal-habal doesn't, make good money, that they need something that somebody can give them a rice. So I saw that one. So I messaged back. I said, can you go to one of our restaurant here, Boardwalk, pick up the rice because I have 5 kilos of rice for them. And that's what he did.
Because he was very, very poor.
Yeah.
He's 45 years old, married for 15 years, has 1 child, and I don't want to take away his story because he's going to join us in the next episode, but he was making about 400 pesos a day for 3 people. That's to clothe, feed, shelter, school, etc. And without giving away too much, but when we talked to Roland, can you tell me where he was in March of this year?
Yeah, so he was in American Got Talent.
America's Got Talent.
American television.
American television. And didn't he get, how many thumbs up did he get when he auditioned?
Oh my gosh, I think he got more than any other contestant.
But he got all 4 judges
Yeah, yes.
to
yeah,
give a
4
yes.
yeses, yes.
And he got 2 hugs out of the deal.
Oh, yes.
Huh? And we're going to put a link to his audition in this video or the next one, or both. And that is, I think, where we'll leave it for now. Because I want to pick up in another video. First of all, I want to thank you guys for having hearts of gold and for being the type of people that not only come to the Philippines just to retire and take advantage of the inexpensive conditions that we can avail ourselves of and sort of take from the Philippines and not give anything back, but you're here to contribute. And you're here to contribute to the youth.
Yes.
And the youth is the future. So my hat's off to you. And I can't thank you enough for being the type of people that you are, for having the hearts of servants that you have, and for being such a great contribution here in the Philippines. Because you never know when you plant one small seed, what it grows into. And in this case, this grew into an audition and now a total lifestyle change for a man who made it to America's Got Talent.
Yes.
All right. thank you for being on the channel.
Thank you. We really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Thank
And
you.
we're going to come right back here in a little bit and do another episode with Roland. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, boys and girls, as promised, I have one of the Philippines' very own superstars with me today, Roland Abante. Roland, thank you for coming on the channel.
Yes, my pleasure.
And as interpreter, we have our friend
Mommy.
Nina, who is going to help with some of the English. Visayan is your primary language. So, I want to hear from you, Nina. How did you get to know Roland?
The first time that I met Roland, it was one of the bar in Oslo. We have a band and was playing over there. And then Roland also was there singing. Yeah, and that's the first time I met him. And then after probably 2 years, that one, he, like his wife was posting something about the, you know, they need rice or something like that. It was because of the pandemic, and he was not making much for the motorcycle or habal-habal.
Okay.
And
A little background on Roland. I didn't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry. But Nina and her husband are very big philanthropists here in the Philippines. They provide musical instruments for the children. We just did a video that we'll be posting about you two and your love story and what you're doing. You also have been helping schools, building wells, providing water. When somebody is hungry, you've done your best to provide them with rice, food, a place to sleep, clothes on their back, etc. And so Roland, his wife, posted on Facebook that they were hungry. And you gave them, what, 5 kilos,
5 kilos
of rice?
So I told him to come to, we have a little restaurant here, and I said, go to the restaurant, my sister's over there, I have 5 kilos of rice. And he did. He came over. And since that, we become close friends, and his wife need a maintenance, and he said 500 pesos a month, so I give that. And then when they need the rice, I just gave it to them, and I was not expecting, like, you know, because he's a singer or something. And one day we need a singer there. I asked him if you can sing, but that's for like after 2 months that I was helping him.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And were you shocked when he sang?
Oh yeah, I heard this before, but when he sang, he will pour his heart 100% to the audience, and the audience loved it.
A total gift from God.
Yeah,
this man's voice.
Yeah.
Yes. And prior, or actually well, up till now, basically, up until March, you were a hubble driver. And for those that do not understand, that's a motorbike taxi. And so you would do that. You would drive people, and you would make how much money?
400 a day.
400 pesos a day. About $7. You're a married man. You're 45, married 15 years. You have a lovely wife, beautiful child, and you need to clothe them, feed them, educate them, transport them, all on less than $7 per day. And then when you got hungry, what would you do? Didn't you fish?
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yes.
Go like fish nets and then catching a fish for their you know, for food, not for selling. To go
Not
with the
for
rice.
selling.
Yes.
So that's been your life for basically 45 years. I mean, or for at least the last, since you've been married, let's call it the last 20 years. You were a fisherman, go out, take your net, cast it, catch breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then drive the motorbike and try to earn a few dollars that way. And then he came into contact with you. And so his wife was recording him singing, if I remember correctly.
Is that your wife or your friend?
Friend.
Yeah, a friend.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend recorded him singing, and then they posted in YouTube and become viral.
My ex-manager.
Your ex-manager?
Okay.
Ex-manager,
All right.
yes.
So you had a little musical career you're trying to get going here. You had a manager, and he was making YouTube videos. And it's incredible that these little videos coming out of the Philippines from basically at the time a nobody, I guess it's fair to say, not being, you know, trying to diminish him, but It's just a little YouTube video.
Yeah.
But who saw that? Who saw those videos?
I think that a lot of people saw the video and become viral.
And then in America,
In
who saw
America,
it?
yes, the AGT. I think one of the AGT. Who said that?
Researcher.
Yeah, researcher. The AGT have researcher, and whoever like YouTube, like viral, they research those people and they contact him.
Start a contact.
Yeah, start
with
contact.
my ex-manager first.
Okay. And it just so happens they were from America's Got Talent.
Yes, yes.
Isn't that something?
I know. And when he told me that Americans Got Talent contact him and they want him to sing over there, it was like, I couldn't believe that. From the small town
Yeah.
to go in that one. And when I saw the visa that he received, it was
Yeah.
America's Got Talent. It's like, oh my God, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we started like helping him a little bit,
Yes.
but there are a lot of
Mamita.
people helping. Yes.
And so America Got Talent really did it right. I mean, they got some clout. You know, they got you the visa to get into
Yes,
America.
visa.
They paid for your plane ticket.
Yes.
You flew to Los Angeles.
Yes. LA.
And there was a manager there
Yes.
all ready to help you. Am I correct?
Actually, Marcelito Pumoy who gave that my manager.
You know, Marcelito
Marcelito
Pumoy was a famous also that he is also is a semi-finalist, a finalist.
Finalist.
Oh.
Finalist
Grand
at
finalist.
America's Got Talent. He was a grand finalist. And
Awesome.
he's very famous. Yeah, he's
Okay.
big in the Philippines and he helped him too.
Awesome.
Yeah, and contact your manager, right? Joel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they put him up in a hotel room.
Yes.
And how long were you in the hotel
How
room?
many days?
And first, my audition is 5 days.
5 days he was in the hotel. Yes.
Okay, what was that like first time?
Yes, was
It's
that
very nindot kayo.
very nice.
Nindot
Very
kayo.
nice.
Very nice. Very
Did you order
awesome.
room service?
Room service, nag-order ka room service, kana pag pagkaon nga gikan sa hotel, ipadala sa imong room.
Oh, nakasulay ko. Nakasulay ko.
You tried, yes, you
Kay,
tried.
gato ko kog manok yung tinuod. Sus kay katarong day murag manok nga empanada man di ay.
It's in Panadia, he tried, he did.
Yeah.
He ordered it, and he found out he thought it was a chicken, but it's like this empanada thing, like bread outside. So he did.
I'm just trying to picture this poor guy.
Yeah, I know.
One day he's fishing for his breakfast, and the next day he's in some big hotel room in LA, sitting around. Unbelievable.
I know.
And okay, so now you've got this deal where you're going to be on America's Got Talent, and you're going to sing. And what did you do for those 5 days?
5 days, yeah.
Just
Audition.
rehearsal.
Rehearsal.
Rehearsals.
Every day.
So it was guaranteed you were going to be on. There was no worrying that you weren't going to make it. You didn't have to audition. They saw the tape. They saw the talent. They said, this guy's got what we want. So you got to rehearse for 5 days. And then came the big day where you went down to the studio to actually perform, correct?
Oh.
And from what I understand, each day they have 14 contestants,
Yes.
2 batches of 7. You were in the second batch.
Yes.
So the first batch of 7 went out in front of Simon Cowell and Howie Mandel and Heidi, Sophia. So they're all there. And there's 3,000 people in the audience.
Yes.
And you got to watch these 7 people go out in front of you. And some of them got the, right? And that's got to be brutal.
Yeah, that was very
What were you thinking? Were you scared that you were going to get a,
Yeah,
No.
you're
No.
not scared? Yeah, yes, confident.
you were
yes.
cool.
Kanang naluoy ko ba? Ano sa'yo?
You feel pity yourself, naluoy kasi
Naluoy ko
naluoy.
kung contest.
You feel pity or bad to the people that was, ex.
Typical Filipino.
Yeah.
Not
He
thinking
felt
about
bad.
himself,
Yes.
thinking about the other people.
Yeah.
What an awesome guy
that's-
you are.
you feel
It's just
bad.
unreal. And so you had to wait. You were number 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so you waited a long time. I think you told me 4 hours.
Yeah.
And you had an interpreter go out with you
Yes.
because you're Visayan. And you went out on stage and you were so nervous, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? You went on stage. They saw you were nervous. and I saw there was a hug involved. Can you tell me about the hug?
Yeah,
Yes, first mixed emotion and nervous, but ako yung gitry jud ba nga kinahanglan jud nga maagian jud ako ni, makayan ako ni, and then murag ta kung gibuhat na kinahanglan buhaton yun ako nga
so you have your
ako
confidence.
yung confidence yun ako, and then sa hug dito nga di naman ko ka pugong sa akong emosyon kay nito. Mangutanan naman siya nga, how much fish did you catch
a day?
A day. Dito ko, nga, nakununa ko ba nga, sus, ako mananagat ko niya, nakaabot rin ko. Dito mo, dito na ko na emosyon.
So he's very emotional and he was like, scared about it. But when Heidi asked him, you need a hug, and he felt like confidence. He felt like, and he said, I'm gonna do it this one for my family, and I'm gonna try my best. So he has confidence after Heidi hugged him.
Okay, so Heidi asked him, do you want a hug?
Yes.
And you said yes.
Yes.
And then Heidi came up and hugged you.
Yes.
Now, just between you and me and nobody else.
Oh, yeah.
Did Heidi grab your ass? No. Okay. I was just checking. All right, just checking. So you felt better after that.
Yes.
Okay. And then you broke into, you still were sweating, and you were looking at Simon Cowell.
Yes.
And Simon Cowell was not looking good.
But
he was kind of like looking down
Yeah.
and being Simon, right?
Simon is my favorite judge.
But he's your favorite guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you started to sing, what did Simon do?
He look at you.
Oh, he looked at me, because the first intro, Simon got and then when I kanang kung gipagawas akong tingog,
When Simon heard the his voice, and then Simon,
I see Simon just like that. And then,
Wow.
yan, and then nakuha ako, na-confidence na kong mayo.
he has a confidence after that when Simon just, look at him that, he impressed. That's why he more, like, he's saying and he tried his best and he was,
Gara na kong mayo.
All right, it's a
So
special
he-
treat to the audience.
Yeah.
I'm only going to do this for 5 or 10 seconds, but give me one little bit of singing of what you sang on the show.
Yeah.
Okay? Here we go, guys.
When a man loves a woman, can't keep his mind on nothing else.
Awesome.
He'll trade the world for the good things found.
I can see why they got impressed.
Yes.
Thank you.
And how many thumbs up did you get? How many yeses did you get?
Four yeses.
4 yeses, and kanapatang ang crowd ba nga pag
The
human akong
crowd
kanta.
just standing up.
And the
Yeah.
crowd was standing.
Yeah, the standing ovation.
Nanindog
He got
akong
it.
balihibo pagka human kay.
Oh, he was a
Marunong ko-
goosebump after that when he
Really?
when the
Because,
people
crowd.
standing. Yeah, they had a standing ovation and then 4 yeses. It's just unbelievable. Yes.
Amazing. And then didn't you get a second hug?
You can
Oh,
assist
Simon, yes.
Simon?
Because Sophia says, why did you give me a hug, Roland? Pag anang Simon, yes. Oh,
Yes, so-
ako pa iniunang naog sa stage.
Oh, that's right. When Sophia, you should give a hug to Roland. She told Simon, and then Simon stand up to Roland, went down on the stairs and gave hug to Simon. It was very nice.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
because he's the one who went down and hugged.
That's awesome. And you moved on to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Semifinals.
Okay. And so, unfortunately, you didn't make it to the finals, but you are now being managed. And you have a career out here in the Philippines.
Yes.
You're doing concerts. And I hope you don't mind sharing this. If you do, don't have to say so.
Okay.
But I'd like to encourage other people. Before you were making 400 pesos per day. And now you do a concert. How much do they pay you to do a concert?
You see it?
My manager told me that if naug na ako na mangita na
Okay.
concert, na mauna gini akong
Okay. So his manager told him if someone were asking him for a concert, this is the amount that he will tell them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep that quiet.
Quite a thing, yes.
Okay, like I said,
Yes.
I know the answer.
Yes.
And now, this is going to be, I'm going to do one thing here that I know you're dying to have happen. You got a hug from Heidi.
Yeah.
You got a hug from Simon. Now you're going to get a hug from baby
From
May.
me, yeah, that's a, come on, May.
Come on up and give him a hug.
Give a
What?
hug. That's good. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, May's life's complete. Now I can't compete with that. So much. I'm so appreciative of you coming on the little channel, sharing your story. I love a story of success. You're making me proud. You're making America proud. You're making the Philippines proud.
Ma'am Nina,
Yes.
proud.
You are being able to now properly provide for your family, and we wish you nothing but wealth, health, and God's blessing. Thank you so much for being on the channel.
Salamat. It's
Thank
my
you so much. Pleasure, yeah?
pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thank you. Thank
God
you,
bless.
Mom. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.